What's going on, folks? Ted from Nerd Immersion here. We have some interesting good news that just dropped from Wizards of the Coast, and it is that we're getting a new D&D Direct. This will be the second ever official D&D Direct coming next Tuesday, the 27th. So if we take a look, here is the post on Twitter. Join the party. D&D Direct takes place on August 27th at 9 a.m. Pacific. Get all the details here, which we'll click. All right, D&D Direct is taking place next week. Read on to hear the big announcements you can expect. 2024 Player's Handbook, the future of D&D, project schedule, and when and where to watch. As the official release of the 2024 Player's Handbook draws near, we'll be taking one last sneak peek. Well, that's kind of in addition to what a lot of us are already covering, but that's fine. The future of D&D, this is the most exciting part for me because we really don't know what's going on beyond the core rulebooks other than some illusions that we'd heard of at previous conventions where we know that our Red Wizards of Thay campaign or adventure is coming. We know something that's going to deal with Venger, the villain from the D&D cartoon, is coming in some form, but that's really all we've heard. It says we'll also unveil an outline for the future of D&D, including what awaits your heroes in addition to the releases of the remaining 2024 core rulebooks. Tune in to discover what thrilling challenges, familiar realms, and formidable foes will test the mettle of the party as you embark on new magical stories. Project Sigil. The Project Sigil closed beta is coming soon. We want you to show you what's in store. Project Sigil is an immersive 3D sandbox to help you run your D&D games. With it, you can bring games to life in impeccable detail as you create your adventures, share them with friends, and play together in a group. You can sign up for the beta with the link there, which kicks off this fall, to be one of the lucky players who will preview the functionality and provide feedback to help improve D&D's next virtual experience. So again, if you missed out, Project Sigil is the name for the D&D 3D virtual tabletop. This was showcased to some degree in the D&D live show at Gen Con that had Astarion and Karlach in it. And then it says when and where to watch. Will premiere at 9 a.m. Pacific on D&D's YouTube channel. Very interesting that they are basically just not using Twitch at all anymore. I don't know if you've noticed that, but their Twitch channel has basically been dead for a while, and they used to stream pretty significantly back in the day, but I guess it'll probably just be because they can upload it as a premiere and things like that. But in addition to big D&D announcements, there will even be a special collab with Magic the Gathering to celebrate D&D's 50th anniversary. So this is an addition, I guess, to the other well, I'm assuming that this means it's another Magic the Gathering set of cards. Although it would be wild if this was a different D&D Magic collaborate. They've been pretty successful, honestly, as far as the books go. Mythic Odysseys of Theros and Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica have been successful, and even back in the day when they used to do the free articles that would give you stuff from was it Amonkhet and some of the other there was even subclasses and additional, well, were called races then, now called species, stuff like that, that really just kind of gets overlooked. People forget that they even existed. But yeah, I'll absolutely be live streaming here on YouTube covering the D&D Direct. So if you want to follow along with me as we react to it live, I will be going live noon as soon as it goes live. So be on the lookout. Come find me over here. I'll post I'll put out a scheduled live stream so we can all prepare for that. But there is actually a video that I also wanted to showcase here. So discover what's coming to D&D.
Very, very far in advance.
Okay, now hang on. Let's open this up. We are getting some previews of some magic items here. We could see Hank draws his energy bow. Here's the updated Hank. Ooh, okay. I can't really arrow of something while you use this weapon to make a ranged attack against a creature. You can try to restrain arrow of restraint. Try to restrain the target instead of dealing damage to it. If the arrow hits the target, must succeed on a DC 15 strength saving throw or have the restrained condition for 1 minute. As an action, a creature restrained by an arrow can make a DC whatever. So it looks like that's at least one function. It also here says this weapon has the following additional properties. So we can't really make out too much up here, but we can see that the arrow of restraint is a minimum thing. We also have the elixir of health over here. Nothing too crazy. When you drink this potion, you are cured of all magical contagions in addition to the following conditions. Also, it looks like the Elven Chain is now either Chain Mail, which is heavy armor, or chain shirt. Rare, non-attunement. We do not see pricing, though. I don't see individual prices here. Maybe it's somewhere else, but we see the elemental gem here that lets you summon the various elementals. You get a +1 bonus to armor class while you wear this armor. You are considered to be trained with this armor, even if you lack training with medium or heavy armor. So it's nice to see that improvement to the elven chain. That's pretty cool. All right, let's keep going. You won't want to miss this.
We know what we're doing even in 2027, right?
Okay, they know what they're doing in 2027. So I guess we'll find out on that. It looks like this is also going to be pre-recorded. So all right. So, oh, wait, hang on. Can we get a little... Oh, this is the Dungeon Master screen. This looks like them kind of planning out the DM screen, so that's what that is. All right, folks. Well, again, do what the link in the little bubble above my head says. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because we'll be covering this in full detail, looking to see what the future of D&D looks like. I'm hoping we'll get some good stuff out of there. What are you most looking forward to? I would love to hear. We heard allusions from Jeremy Crawford at Gen Con at the press event of new Artificer goodies on the way. So I'm very hopeful for like a player's handbook too, especially if they mentioned in that video we just saw, we even know what we're doing in 2027. I would hope between now and the next 3 years we have a new supplement planned. And you know, as much as they seem to really love this weird naming convention for books that usually seems to be something of everything, or so and so presents XYZ. Can we just get a player's handbook too? Right? I don't need it to be. I know, like I said, I mentioned this a while ago. The original mentality, and they had specified this in videos and postings, that they wanted the books originally to be something you could find in universe, right? The Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, right? Those sounded like books. I don't really know how Tasha's Cauldron of Everything feels like a book you could find, but either way, I think they kind of have gotten away from that. But then they just started like the Big B presents blah blah blah, or Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. Either way, I think it's time. I think the fan base has evolved, and like the newer players have kind of gotten to the point where you could just give us a player's handbook too, and I think we'd probably be okay with that. But let me know, are you guys, does the naming convention of the books really matter to you? I feel like when you get a book like Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, you don't really know what you're going to get in that book. But Player's Handbook 2, you could look at the title, and that pretty much tells you probably all you need to know. But that's my big ask for the D&D Direct, is the next supplement that ideally will give us the Artificer for 2024, its base class updates, some new subclasses for the Artificer, as well as, in an ideal situation, revamps and repasses to some old underperforming subclasses, specifically the ones that were underperforming from the Sword Coast Adventures Guide and the 2014 Player's Handbook, in some sort of new player-based supplement. Adventures are great. I like adventures. I like running adventures. But if you don't run pre-written campaigns, or you don't have the time or ability to get a group together to run it, then those kind of are lost on folks, right? I've been running Phandelver and Below for a little while here. We're like 21 sessions in, and I've been playing an Evec Eve of Ruin game. So, like, it's good to play in the newer stuff because people are at least interested in that. And whatever, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if they drop a full campaign that's designed around the D&D cartoon with Venger as the big boss, I will be running that campaign here on this channel or on Twitch in some form, in some capacity. I can't not do that. I have to. Where that's going to fit in the grand scheme of my schedule, who knows? But that's a thing that I'm going to do. So anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I'll see you all next time.